Good evening, it's Ruth here at Artful Stampin. Welcome to another Masculine Monday. And somebody asked, a couple of days ago when I was asking for some ideas from some videos to do some colour blocking. So that's what I'm going to attempt to do now in a really super simple way. I don't want to be on too late tonight, so this is going to be a fairly short-ish video for me. I think I'm going to try and keep it down to half an hour. And use maybe a stamp set that you guys are very familiar with, Beautiful Friendship, and try and use it in a way that's kind of masculine, and then maybe mix it up with a little bit of nature's beauty, and do it in a way that hopefully you can kind of see the technique and you guys can replicate it in whatever way you fancy, and kind of go from there, really. So let's get started. I have soft sea foam cardstock in front of me, because I thought it would be nice to start from a point where I've already got a bit of colour down on my card, and we'll go from there. So I'll say a quick hello to people coming in. Hi Steph and Janice and Judy and Anne-Marie. Hello everybody, welcome. So let's grab just some really light colours. Let's have a look at smoky slate. Maybe a bit of basic grey, and maybe a soft sea foam. Let's have a look if I can grab soft sea foam, so that there's like a tone on tone colour, and then mix it up with maybe something a little bit darker like Mossy Meadow. Should we go very tonal? And maybe I might grab in another colour later, but let's go for this one first. So the first thing I thought of that we could do was some very basic colour smooshing and blocking. Actually, no, I think it was swishing that someone was asking me to do, where you just drag your ink across the paper. So we could do that. Let's see what happens. It's not something I've done a lot of, so let's have a go. Let's see. Right, let's just do a bit of dragging. Ooh, I quite like that. Well, there we go. Who'd have thought it? Ooh. Oh dear. Right, okay. So because I've got a little bit of colour on there, on my mat, it's transferred a little bit, but that's okay. Where's my rag? Oh, there's my raggedy rag. Let's clean this off a little bit. Not that it matters that much that we've got a bit of pink on there, but just clean that off. I'm a bit naughty sometimes. I obviously don't put my mats. I know what. I'll put my mat under there. Would that be better? There we go. Right. I know what. Let's turn that around because I was running out of places to hold the actual card. So just ooh, a bit darker along there, but never mind. Now I'm turning the ink pad over a little bit just to add some extra bits in there. There we go. Excuse me. Excuse me. Oh, right. So let's have a look at the smoky slate now. Oh, hi Betty. Hi Kay. Hi Janice. Hello everybody. So Esther's going to be on at 9, so that's my deadline, but I might go over a little bit. So if you want to go over and join Esther, that's fine at 9 o'clock. I'll just keep going and then you can always come back and watch it. So this is smoky slate that I'm kind of stroking across now, that way. Oh, I've got to be careful not to damage my phone pad. Definitely drawing towards you is easier. Wow, I love that texture. This reminds me of kind of like basic grey papers, you know, really grungy and yummy. Oh, right. So I wanted to kind of reassure you that if you haven't got something in your stash that you would regard as masculine, do have a look at some of the florals if you particularly got florals, because the leaves are great, and even this little thingy here. I mean, obviously that can also just be used as background texture. You know, I think by the time you've chopped it up, no one's going to know it's supposed to be a hydrangea. You know, so you know, and actually there are plenty of guys who like hydrangeas, so it's fine. Thanks for reminding people. Oh, you're welcome, Esther. Yeah, so if you want to watch Esther's Christmas countdown, she'll be on at 9 on her channel. So Esther sends up some emojis, and if you don't follow Esther, she does some great YouTube videos. Also on here is Janice, I think. Janice, say hello. Janice Thompson. She does some videos as well. Who else is on here? Oh, those emojis aren't showing up for me. Jenny does Periscope. You can follow her on Periscope. So there's a few of us that do different videos and things. I'm liking that. You see, in this context, that doesn't feel like a flower, does it? It just looks like a texture. I'm loving this. Have I not thought of doing this before? Hey, there we go. Right, let's get some darker imagery in here now. So I was thinking of using something from Nature's Beauty. Could use the fox maybe. I've got the fox right here, so let's get some of this on. So this is going to be a very much all over the page design, and then you can cut it up and use it however you want. Let me just arrange this on a block so it's actually the right way up. I always find it easier when I know that the stamp is correctly positioned on a block. There we go. Oh, Janice, Minnie, what's your handle there? Do you do videos on YouTube? Not Minnie, Janice. Oh, I thought you were saying me too, that you do videos. Sorry, you were saying me too about something else. Okay, so that's the little fox in there. You could use some of these little things. It looks ghostly. It does. Yes. It doesn't look ghostly to me because I think I can see the green. It might be looking quite bright to you because I've got my lights on, but it's actually quite fresh looking, if that makes sense. Okay, so I'm placing these plants just to the right of the fox each time, and by doing that it almost gives the impression that it's a piece of fabric, because you know on fabrics you get repeat patterns. So I think sometimes it helps to have, when you're creating a pattern like this, to have some rules that you repeat and repeat, and then so even though you have some parts of it that are a little bit unorthodox or a little bit unusual, like, oh, why has she done that? If you've got a repeat pattern going on, or something that repeats itself, it kind of helps to ground it a little bit. So that's why I would do that. But then, of course, I'm looking at it as a whole piece of paper. We're going to be cutting it up, so it doesn't really matter at the end of the day. So I don't know. Take from that what you will. Right, let's get these leaves out. Actually, I quite like the idea of this ferny one doing something. Okay, let's grab a smaller block. Yes, I am a little bit early tonight because Esther's going on at 9. And to be honest, there's a programme I want to watch at 9 o'clock. So, I mean, I know I can catch it later, but I wanted to... And I don't really want a late night. Although, I have to confess, I had an afternoon sleep today. So I might get to bedtime and be absolutely wide awake and then decide to come back on live because I won't be able to get to sleep. But I think I just needed the sleep, so I'm hoping that I will get to sleep anyway. Okay, so this is again the basic grey, using this on the leaves, and I'm just almost following the natural lines that have occurred with the smooshing, the swishing, whatever you want to call it. It's almost created a checkerboard effect. Oh yes, go and put the kettle on. Esther's going to be on in 10 minutes, guys. Got 3 new stamp sets yesterday. Nature's Beauty, Hip Hip Hooray, and Wildly Happy. Woohoo! Oh, and Greg's home! Woohoo! Welcome home, Greg. Good. Is he being a good patient? Is he looking after himself? Or are you looking after him, Vanessa? And how's Steph doing today? Steph, has there been any improvement? Okay, this is the kind of foxglovey one. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do with this. But it kind of makes sense to have a foxglove looking plant on the one with foxes on. Oh, happy birthday, Steph. You've been spoilt. Good. Happy birthday to Steph. Alright, I'm kind of just looking for gaps now. I'm not really... I tried to follow the lines up, but I don't feel it kind of worked. But right, I think I'm going to leave that there. I don't actually want to do much more to that. I'll let you have a better look at it. I love all this, you know, all this lovely texture going on here. Don't know if you can kind of see the detail of all that. If you need to, turn the lighting up on your devices. Yeah, I like that. Right, let's move on to a second one. I'll still do soft sea foam. And I think I might just try that technique again, just to see if it can happen again. Yes, it does feel a little bit retro. Now you may find that by using just that edge of the ink pad, you might need to squeeze some of the colour over. That makes it, oh, that doesn't fit. Just push some of the colour back down towards that end. Oh no, I remember what I was going to do. I know. Right, different technique this time. I was going to get my block, like that. And I've got my spray bottle here, and I'm just going to give it a light spray. I'm just going to do it off screen so that I think that's like one spray. And I'm just going to plonk it down and see what happens. You have foxes in your garden. Ah, lovely. Right, then I'll just give that a little bit of a dry off. Do that again. Light spray. Do another one. There we go. And because I'm just doing like one spritz, it's not completely coating it. So you get these points where you've got sort of this lovely mottledy effect. I don't know if you guys can see that very well, but it's happening. It's very nice. So I'm basically using my block as a print, or a tool to print with. Ooh, Steph, nice. Did you have those for your birthday? Perfect pearls. So can you paint with those? Is that what you do with those? I've heard of them. I don't think I've seen them. Oh, there's a fox sitting in your drive. Wow. Okay, so that's the soft sea foam. Still a little bit wet. So the other thing that you can do is do direct colour blocking with your ink pad. So we'll have a go doing that as well, just to show you the different techniques. So let's stick that there. This actually tells me how juicy my ink pad is. There we go. Oh, and I've got hairs on it somewhere as well. You can see these little marks coming up. Now that's quite dark initially, but I'm hoping that it will lighten up a bit. It does look quite retro, very retro now. Hello, Eileen. You brush them on Versamark clear ink pad and you set them with either light mist of water or cheapest hairspray you can get. Ah, Tim Holtz mica powders that you can paint with or use to dust over Versamark ink impressions. Okay. Hi, Jodie. Ooh, so looking forward to seeing what you do with the Perfect Pearls. Okay, so this was Smoky Slate going down now. And should we bring in the DR? Yeah, so this is soft sea foam cardstock with soft sea foam ink that I put onto a block, spritzed and then put on here. And then this is, I use Smoky Slate. Well, I think I use Smoky Slate. I'm waiting for it to lighten up a bit. And this is now basic grey for the deer. So I'm going to try and keep the deer away from the darker section so that it will show up. And I'm making sure I'm inking him quite well. I know, your snow. I saw your weather predictions, Josie. Is it going to be snowing for a few days? Oh, snowing till tomorrow. Okay. Right. Don't think I'm going to fit many more in, so we'll leave that for now. Fancy bringing in the tree this time. All right, Esther. I'll try and get this done. I think my basic grey needs a re-ink. Oh, that's a bit better. So by doing all the colour blocking first, it kind of then tells you where you can't put your images, which is quite interesting, really, to be dictated to by the previous pattern you did without really thinking about it. So it's an interesting process to do. I'd like to bring in the mossy meadow now. So. Oh, is that a card that you've put on Pinterest, Jenny? It is melting us in Queensland and snowing in Victoria. Second day of summer. Weird. Oh gosh, the weather is weird now, isn't it? Thank you, Alexandrina. What a beautiful name, Alexandrina. I was just thinking of making a template so the placement is more focused to the proper card shape. Ah, yeah. Well, sometimes I just score, if I know that I'm going to be cutting it up in a certain way, I actually just score it, Jodie, so that I have a rough idea, particularly if I want a central focus for each card. And I think because I'm doing a kind of one sheet wonder where I'm being random, I'm not so worried. But certainly if you're wanting to be more focused, I would do that. Especially, I don't know if you've seen my video where I have a focal point in the middle radiating out and then corners. That certainly helped to score off in that situation. The deer is cool, isn't he, Christine? Okay, right. I don't think I want to do any more to that. Oh, I was just thinking I need a few little speckles. So I'm just going to bring in the little, I guess it's supposed to be like snow. But I don't want anything too dark. So I think I'll go back to using the soft sea foam for this. Have you posted the card on Instagram, Jenny? So I know I asked you that earlier. I didn't look for a reply. So I'm looking for all the little spaces, the absolutely blank spaces, and I'm just looking to fill that then with the what I call the snow stamp. And I'm overlapping a little bit onto other areas. And by having pattern go over from the blocked area to the clear area, it just helps to soften the edges a little bit. Right, that is it. I am going to go. Thank you so much for joining me today. This was the earlier one. So much softer effect, and that was done by stroking the ink pad. Oh, actually, no, I stroked soft suede. Oh, start again. Soft sea foam. I stroked soft sea foam down and then smoky slate across. And that just creates this amazing kind of faded, very textured effect. And then this one, I just colour blocked 2 different techniques. The grey was done literally by putting the stamp pad, ink pad directly down. Then these squares were created by putting the block into the ink pad, giving it 1 spritz of water and placing it down. And let's see if you can see the texture behind that. Look at how mottled and gorgeous that effect is. It's really, really lovely. So you don't have to do a sheet. You know, if you wanted just to get your pieces of cardstock, your pre-cut pieces of cardstock ready for your card making, you could easily just, you know, do 1 section at a time. You know, these are going to look great cut up, although I think that one's going to end up with his legs chopped off, so I might cut it in a way so that I do get them all. But this was very much an experiment, so it means now I've done this, I can go, right, okay, so if I'm just going to do 1 card, I can do it this way, and get the placement how I want to do it. All right, so yeah, thank you for coming on and watching. If you do make something being inspired by this, please do share it with me on Artful Stampin' Space. I'd love to see what you create. Nature's Beauty stamp set is still available. I'm hoping it will carry over. So tomorrow Stampin' Up are going to be announcing all the products that are going to be retiring from the autumn winter catalogue. Also in the UK, Tombow is going to be available to order. There's a limit of 3 per customer at the moment, but you can order Tombow. And yeah, so do check out what's listed, and there will be reductions apparently. I've got no idea what they are, so check. Possibly if you're up late tonight at like 11 o'clock, you may get to see that list. But certainly in the morning you'll be able to see what's available, and so that's December the 3rd. That list is going to come out. And if you're a demonstrator, if you're a signed up demonstrator, you can pre-order from the spring summer catalogue, which is what I'm intending to do, and I'm very excited about that. So hopefully in about a week's time I'll have a bit of an unboxing of some of the products that I've purchased, and we'll be starting to do some making around, you know, the spring summer stuff, because I'm kind of coming to the end of my Christmas run really. So there we go. Right. Oh yes, and there's the new. Yes, if you sign up in January, Stampin' Up have told us there's a gorgeous little, like a little personal guillotine, tiny little guillotine. So it costs £99 to join up, and you get £130 of product plus this little guillotine and some other fantastic little gifts from Stampin' Up for signing up. Yes, thank you, Jodie. Right, lovely to see you all. Go over and watch her whatever Esther's up to. She's doing one of her last Christmassy inspirations. So take care for now. See you over there. Bye.